Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP's cheating fiance was blaming everyone else other than herself. Let's begin. I saw videos of my fiance cheating during her Bachelorette party, posted by Reddit user illustriousblood535.
I can't believe I'm involved in a story like this. I haven't actually talked to anyone about what happened, even though a lot of people are trying. I think I just need to vent a little bit before I talk to anyone. My girlfriend and I were together for 4 years and we were engaged to be married. Last weekend she had her Bachelorette party. I didn't have a problem with it, especially after what she told me what the plan was. She and some friends were going to rent an Airbnb or something, a big place with like 4 bedrooms, and they were just going to get trashed and party and hang out. On the day of the party she was at my place, a 2-bedroom apartment and 1 room I use as a home office. I am a self-employed investor. She makes all of the arrangements and goes to meet her friends. We texted a little, but as the party warmed up, we stopped, and I figured they were just having fun. After midnight I started getting ready for bed and noticed that the computer in my office isn't turned off. Rather, the black screen was just a screensaver. It turns out Fiancé had not logged out and her messenger was still open on the computer. There was a group chat where she and the girls had been planning everything, and a lot of videos were uploaded to the chat. I was a little curious and I started watching some of the videos. Most of them were pretty innocent, just a group of 15 girls getting drunk, stoned and dancing, whatever. Then there was a video of a woman going to the front door, and about 10 guys enter the apartment. I didn't know who they were and I didn't recognize anyone. There were a couple videos of the guys and girls dancing and drinking, and then the worst happened. A video started of my fiancé making out with a guy on the sofa. She stops, rolls over and starts making out with a second guy. Then there was a video of her and the 2 guys going into a bedroom. There was also a video of them coming out that, according to the timestamps, it was 5 minutes later, but that doesn't mean anything. For all I know, the videos were an hour apart and they were all just uploaded at the same time. Seeing all this was like a sledgehammer to the guy. I walked into the bathroom because I thought I would be sick. I wasn't, but I feel like I paced back and forth in the apartment for about 30 minutes. Then I poured myself a rocks glass full of whiskey and chugged it down. I saved the videos and then made one of my own. Just a short little selfie video of me saying, "Hi, this is your ex-fiancé. Just wanted to say I saw the videos from the party and the wedding is off. I hope it was worth it." I'm glad I saved the videos because in less than 10 minutes they were all deleted and my phone started blowing up, but I didn't answer any calls or texts. At first it was just my girlfriend texting saying she can explain and it's not what it looked like. Then her friends joined in, but I ignored everyone and didn't respond. Then suddenly I got a request for a video chat, and I'll admit my curiosity got the better of me. I answered the call, but didn't say anything. It was my fiancé sitting in front of the camera. She looked like she had been crying and the other friends just around her. I really only know maybe 4 of the friends, but I recognize a lot of the others. First she started apologizing but kept saying it wasn't what it looked like. It was just a party and the guys coming over was not planned or anything like that. She said it might have looked bad, but nothing happened. When I didn't say anything, she just kept going on with more of the same and her friends backed her up. The more I didn't speak, the more hysterical she got. Eventually she admitted to kissing the 2 guys, but dumped the blame on her friends who all took responsibility for that, which surprised me a little. She said the kisses didn't mean anything and that's all that happened. Then she seemed to remember the video of her going into the bedroom, and she started screaming that it was just a joke and nothing happened. All the other women confirmed it was just a joke, and that my fiancé had walked into the room and then turned around and walked out again. This just keeping going on and they just kept repeating themselves. Eventually everyone got quiet and all I said was, "Is there anything else to add?" She said no and I just ended the video call. I went onto social media and changed my relationship status to single and posted that the wedding was off, and if anyone had bought a present, then they should feel free to return it. Fiancé saw the post and is freaking out even more, and just keeps insisting that all she did was kiss and nothing else. I sent her a text saying if I suspect that she or any of her friends lie about what happened, or try to make me the bad guy, then I will post all the videos online. Right now no one else knows what is happening. This was a couple days ago and everything for the wedding is cancelled, and my fiancé just keeps pursuing me. Any advice on what I should do from here? And now, for OP's update. The update is pretty simple. Everything has been called off and cancelled. The wedding is officially not happening. I got the ring back and all of her stuff is moved out. She is staying with her parents for now. We did talk a little bit. It was mostly just her begging and apologizing and crying. She keeps insisting that all she did was kiss the guys. And she has never done anything like this before, and she promises it will never happen again. Part of me really wanted to believe her, but the problem is that this incident puts our entire relationship in doubt. I think she may be telling the truth, but again, the point is there is no way to know. If it is true that her friends pressured her to do it, then how can I believe they never did it before? We kept going around in circles because ultimately, there is just no way I can be sure. She said she would do anything, including cutting off her friends and only ever drink around me. She really blasted her friends online, saying if the party had stuck to the original plan she would still be getting married, so maybe she already cut them off. All I can say is that at the moment I am single and I'm just going to live my life. Probably take some time to myself after getting out of a 4-year relationship. What's crazy is that a couple of her friends are also texting me just to talk. I haven't responded yet because, well, it's hard to trust them too. Thanks again to everyone who expressed sympathy, and I hope none of you here need to deal with anything like this in the future.
Well, you dodged a bullet there, OP. She kept on trying to feed you lies to get you to come back, and when that doesn't work, she's throwing everyone else under the bus so she doesn't have to just admit that she's a cheating whore. If all it takes was her friends pressuring her, then how do you even know this is the first time? Spoiler alert, it is not. It's just the first time that she got caught. There is no excuse. They're all a bunch of hoes and will live lonely, miserable lives. You did well, OP. And now for today's second story. My fucked up life about my cheating fiancé. Posted by Reddit user for FunDaddy69.
So I am reaching out in hopes to meet friends and make some new connections. I'm a 30-year-old single father and I was in a relationship for 6 years that has just ended. We were engaged after 1 year. She never worked and has lived in government housing and been under income assistance her whole life. She had a very hard upbringing and has really done well for herself for what she was given for a life as a child. I see a lot of love and passion for her kids when I first met her.
By the end of this, you are going to be crying like a little bitch.
She was rough around the edges, but gave me a lot of hope and trust because of her motherly ability and her ability to make it through rough times and to persevere and make the best out of her life. She lived quite rurally when I met her, and I lived in the city. I was getting tired of the city and began to fall in love with her over a year's time, and began to grow a soft spot in my heart for the 3 young girls she had. This gave me the confidence to change my path in life and make the move 950 kilometers away from everything I ever knew. The kids' father was never involved and had been in and out of jail their whole young lives, as well as having a restraining order against him towards my ex. When I came, they were 1 and almost 3. I have raised them as my own since the time I met them. I took over as the father figure they needed. I got them moved out of government housing and into an apartment, then a house. Work ran dry as we were living rurally, and as I had took over as the family provider, I needed to make a decision. Stay rurally where life is simpler but chance losing everything, or move back to city where I have support and work is plenty. We made that move and have never looked back. But once we moved down to the city, our family began falling apart. I began working a lot more hours and my fiancé was not used to me not being around, as the last 4 or 5 months I was basically just working enough to pay the bills. It made us lose one another. She got pregnant after 1 year of bedding back down in the city. It seemed to really put a new lease on our relationship, but after 7 months our son was born premature and died at birth. This crushed us both, and for another year we just started declining as a family, as a cohesive unit like a partnership should be. It was around Christmas after all of this that I found out my fiancé was cheating on me. She had been selling her used panties online, offering men sex for money, and exchanging sexual texts and photos with men who lived back in the rural town we used to live in. I was heartbroken and said it was over then, but she proceeds to tell me she is pregnant again, and that we should really try to make it work for the baby's sake. It took me a lot of time and I said, okay, I forgive you, but I cannot keep doing this. If it happens again we are over. Everything seemed fine until just after our son was born. I began noticing she never wanted to cuddle anymore. She was always complaining about my character and gaslighting me for things, telling me how shitty a dad I am, then turning around the next day, telling how great I am, and trying to make love to me. I began to think she was cheating again. Once we got in a fight because I've seen all these random men in her friends list on Facebook that I had never met or seen in my life. And she has always made it clear I'm not allowed to have any woman outside of family on my Facebook, or even in my contacts on my phone. I've gotten in shit for talking with the HR lady at work. So when I see this, I brought it up and was like, this is a bit of a double standard, don't you think? And I got told I'm looking to start fights and that all I do is accuse her. Well, because of this, she deleted me off Facebook and deleted my whole family. For 4 months I have been sending her friend requests and telling her how much it bugs me and hurts me. I call her my fiancé, but she can't add me on Facebook. All I could see was her profile picture changes. So one day I'm looking at her likes on her profile pictures. Lo and behold, there are 4 different men, all single men who lived in the area we did before, who used to flirt with her all the time before we officially got together. So again, I brought this up and go, this is really bugging me and I know stuff is going on. She used to send me nudes and spicy photos as a couple, but that has completely stopped 6 months ago. I bought her a new phone and we both have access to each other's phones. Well, she got mad, accused me of Snapchatting with women in the past, so I deleted the app completely as we used to use it for our spicy photos. Well, the new phone I just bought her, she downloaded Snapchat on. And in her photo galleries has probably 200 nude photos of herself. Well, not one has been sent to me, but so help I add a lady who was a friend from high school on my Facebook. So this all came to a head and I confronted her. I wrote how it hurt me and if she was done, let's do this like adults and not lie and hurt one another. I never got a response other than, I can't complete you're accusing me of this shit. How dare you, you're fucking rude, fuck you. So fast forward a month or so later and I'm in the car with my mother. Now my parents rent us their basement suite. As I'm in the car with my mother and the kid's grandmother, she tells me the other night that my middle daughter told them they paid for a new place and it's only for them, 3 kids and mom, not dad. So my mother and father were quite thrown off to hear this from my daughter who is 8. So my mom told me this happened. So I texted my ex-fiancé and she took 45 minutes to reply back to me. She had it prepared as she sent about a 3-page message to me, telling me how she is not happy, needs her own space, and still wants to work on us but needs her own space. I go, after everything we have been through, you do this sneakily behind my back. Like when we were struggling money-wise a little bit and I had $15,000 in savings. I got paid in 3 days and she begged me to pull money out of savings to buy some groceries. I said that's fine if we need food, we need food. Well, I found out she had applied for income assistance and had been saving money for this place the whole time. As well, I bought her and the girls 4 tickets to TS. She proceeds to tell me her Ticketmaster account got hacked and someone took her tickets, which are now worth $3,000 plus each. After all of this went down, I'm beginning to think she sold the tickets and pocketed the money. I'm so broken, and as I pick up the pieces and try to make it through the rest of the month with pain of her living here still, hurting me every day. It hurts to not see it coming, and it hurts to see the family you work so hard to create and improve and grow fracture and dissipate. I do have my reasons, but I believe she is either running an OnlyFans account, or maybe selling sex for money. I want to have my family work out and I have tried time and time again to fix things. But at a certain point, you need to let things go and if it's meant to be, it will be. I'm writing this in hopes to meet maybe some younger singles who may have gone through anything similar, and who are looking to decompress and have someone to talk with and be friends with.
Everything you say to me is pissing me off.
Obviously, as life's been rough, I'm not looking for anything serious at this point, but maybe someone else had been through something similar, and down to have a coffee to talk about things, and maybe spark a friendship that can go further. I'm a carpenter by trade and consider myself blue-collar hardworking. I love the outdoors and want my kids to grow up enjoying nature as much as possible as well. Hopefully you share the same type of values and likes, and we can plan some lake and beach trips, as we are not even separated households yet and this is very fresh. I want to stay anonymous, but if you write a reply here I will message you personally. Looking forward to chatting and meeting some people in the area.
Wow, reading your story was so painful. I have never encountered a man as desperate as you, and I am legitimately advising you, OP, to get a vasectomy so that you won't be able to spread your weak bloodline. Do you seriously think that r/cheating stories is some sort of dating forum? You fucking donut. This is a support group for the betrayed, not for encouraging white knights like you. My god. I hope you get catfished. I really hope so. I hope that they drain you of every single penny that you own. Maybe that way, you'll finally learn your lesson. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to Pattsun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.